Hi friends, this is Think Electronic Circuits and today I am in front of you to present a tutorial on CMSS core. I will be using STM32 controller which I have as STM32L476 microcontroller nucleo board. So I will be using it to code in Macrovision Keil 5. So I will not be using HAL or any library like SPL. I will be telling how to code from scratch. So I will be just using CMSS core and the startup file. So let's start. First we need to go to Keil Macrovision 5. So you need to have Keil Macrovision 5 installed in your PC. So click on the start button and launch the app. You can install it from site of Keil. So as you can see, the one project is already open, so I will be starting from scratch. So let's close the project. So after opening the Keil Macrovision 5, we need to go to project and then new Macrovision project. Go to the directory where you want to save this project. So I will be going to CMSS, make one new folder here. So the option is here. So I will be naming it as dummy project. Press enter and then need to give a file name because it is showing error. So let us give it a name LED blink and then save. Now a new window is opened. You need to go to ST Microelectronics and then select the appropriate microcontroller for your program. So I have this microcontroller series that is STM32L476. So I will go to that option and select that microcontroller. Select OK. Now you have a manage runtime environment option. You have to go to two options. One is CMSS, the other is device. So first go to CMSS. You have core, DSP, NN library, etc. options. Go to core and select it. Now you need to go to device. Select a startup. No other options need to be configured. Now just select OK. You need PAX already installed in your ID before you can make a project for your microcontroller. So for that you can go to this option, this one, PAX installer. Go to here. A new window is open, that is PAX installer. It is loading. So on the left side, different vendors of the ARM microcontrollers are available like ST, TI, etc. This is TI and the ST we are using. Click on it and on the right side you will get an option of installing that packages. You need to go to that option and click the install button and it will download from internet and install in your IDE. So that was for pack installer. Now we have created a new project. So you can see these files are added. This is startup file. Now you need to add a new file, that is main.c. Right click on source, go to add new item, to group source group 1. Select the C file because main.c we are using. Only main has to be given because type is already there. That is the C. Go to add. Now it is open. So this was how to create a new project using CMSIS core in Keil Macrovision file. So in the rest tutorial I will tell you how to write a code for LED blink using a STM32 Nucleo board. So the Nucleo board I am using is STM32L476. Code is here. So I have this is the main.c file, and this is the header file I am using, which is generated by this project. So first just include this header file. Inside main you need to put all your code. You can call other functions as well from the main. Main is the entry point function in C, general C program. So you have to write all its code within the main, and you can call other functions which can have its body outside the main. So first we go to step by step to all statements, what is happening in the code. So as you can see, this is RCC type def star clock. RCC type def is a structure pointer. Actually the RCC type def star clock is a structure pointer of type RCC type def. So to get detail about it, you just need to select it, right click on it, and go to definition of RCC type def. So it is showing some problem. We can try. Go to definition. Now we are here in the in the source file. This is the structure we are looking for. Look, RCC type def, its variable. This one, RCC type def is this structure contains the registers of the RCC. All the RCC registers, reset and control registers are here. So the registers we will be using will be CR, CFGR, AHB to ENR. So we have created a pointer to this structure. Now you want to access its element. First I will tell you how to put the address of RCC into this pointer. So this is RCC. I will simply assign the address of RCC to the clock. So the address of RCC is assigned in the clock pointer. and this one. Now we are accessing the CR register of the RCC. Look, this is the CR register, and through the pointer rotation we are accessing it. So here I am providing the 0 value to the CR. I am just resetting its all the values. For knowing the value, which value to provide to which register, you have to refer to the reference manual. So for reference, I have already opened it. Go to its first page. I am scrolling this index. The index is now we are here. Reset and clock control. So in this program, I am using HSE clock, which is high source external clock. So just go to it. It is about it, how to use it, how to bypass the clock, how to use onboard crystals. So on the STM32 Nucleo board, you have generally 8 MHz crystal. So I will be using it to provide the clock to the peripherals. So now look at the registers. These are the registers. The first register we have used is CR. Look at the code. This is the CR register of the RCC reset. Which will provide HSE clock to the whole of the peripherals. So I will just put it on. It is 16th bit of this register. So what I will do, I will just, after resetting its value, I am resetting its value here, and after that I just XOR it. Sorry, I will just OR it with, after setting the 16 bit. This is the bitwise operator, this OR and equal to. What it will do, it will just OR the value of 16. It will OR the value, it will bitwise OR value of 16 and assign it to CR register. So we can, if we look carefully, we can see that it is just setting that 16 bit. So as we have set the 16 bit, now you must see there is a bit, the 17 bit, that is called HSE RDY. What is the function of this bit? This bit is set after the source from the crystal. So we have just explained how to select the HSE clock source through the onboard crystal of 8 MHz. Now we will continue further. This line while clock CR and 117. It means there is a, in the RCC register there is a bit let's search for it. HSERDY. There is a bit which sets when the clock source from the crystal is stable. Till then, in the code we are allowing it to set. Then we go to further steps. So what it is saying, have a look here. This bit, the 17-bit, it's the reference manual is written that set by hardware to indicate that the HSE oscillator is stable and the clock is set. So when it sets, it means HSE oscillator is ready. So till it's not ready, this code will force it to wait, and when it's get out, it goes to other steps. So we are using configuration register now and resetting its value to 00. In the other step, we are just putting a 0A value, hex value in it. So what it means, let us see in the reference manual. So let's search for it. CFGR, RCC CFGR, CFGR. This register is here. So the relevant bits are this one, the HPRE30. Let's see why we have put a value of 0A here. So set and cleared by software to control the division factor of the AHB clock. So the AHB clock which we are setting, let's see where is the AHB clock. This is we will see a block diagram here. Let's search for it, Control F, block diagram. This is the block diagram. So let's see where is HB here. Control F, block diagram, go there. So let's search for it. This one is the AHB. This clock is the AHB clock. This is AHB matrix and it is the AHB clock, which will give clock to these peripherals. These are peripherals we like timer 1, timer 8, PWM, timer 15, ADC and GPIOs also. So this GPIO, we will be setting it for GPIO port A because we have the LED pin on that PA5 and that is port A 5th pin. So we want to set its clock. Therefore we are just configuring the AHB clock's value. So we have put 0A, it means this value 1010. So we are just dividing this clock by 8. So we will get output as 1 MHz. Why? Because we have just divided 8 MHz clock by 8 values, so output will be 1 MHz. So we will be giving 1 MHz value to PA5 pin, actually to the whole A port, GPIO port. So we will set 1 MHz clock frequency. Now we are resetting the value of AHB to enable register Y. Let's see. And then we are assigning a value of 0, 1 to it. Actually, the AHB to ENR sets the clock it just enables the clock of the GPIO A. Look here, this register AHB to ENR have this bit which is GPIO A enabled. So for enabling the port A, we just have to put a value of 1 here. So I have done the same here in this step. Now let's talk about the motor, O-type per, O-speeder and PPDR, ODR. These pin registers, these are generally the GPIO registers of the microcontroller peripheral. So as we have talked before about RCC type def pointer, this GPIO is the pointer to GPIO type def structure. You can have a look in the startup file. So this motor function, what it does, this motor function, sorry, the motor register just sets the input or output mode of that pin of the pin we are using. So if we go to motor MODL, let's search for it. Look here, we need to go to register, not this one. Now we are here, motor. This register is used to set the mode, input mode or output mode, or other modes are also here, like analog mode are there, alternate function mode is there, but we will be using only it as output mode. So we will assign a value 0, 1. So as you can see, this value has to be assigned to this pin, this bit, 2 bits PA5. So we must assign a value of 1 to 10th bit, and 11 bit we must assign a value of 0. So we must assign a value of 10 to this register, then these 2 bits will be activated and we will select the PA5 as output pin.